This video is kind of like an FBI testimonial. Let me explain. Because of all our spiritual advancement and genetic mutations and the ability to actually do anything or evolve in an intellectual capacity, we have all now been sentenced to death. Let me say this again. All the United States and the UK government secretly is conspiring to kill all the ascended masters and all the people who have actual influence on this planet that do not belong to the reptilian cabal system. That means because spiritual people kind of lacked the gebura or capacity to do anything or overthrow their current system model, they were always considered a passive, negligent, not harmful, not destructive individual. And now that spiritual people have the power and capacity to overthrow the government just by prayer and meditation alone, or just by political positioning power, because they have brains. Because of this, we have now been sentenced to death. So the videos become living testimonials of will, but also intellectual downloads that need to be delivered in case we're murdered, assassinated. Now, if you look throughout time, it's been like MLK assassinated, John Lennon assassinated, Robert Kennedy assassinated, Gandhi assassinated, was Malcolm X assassinated? So any of the political left-wingers, and these were all men, some of them were white men. Let's say this again. During the 60s, during political radicalism and overthrow, every single thought leader or pioneer was assassinated by either the government or an implant gifted by the government. Yeah. Or a Bible Belt thumper that was hired by the government. So we know what is bound or inclined to happen. So this video is Archangel Khamael's magic Christmas tree. So how to anchor in the elemental magic. Just in case Archangel Khamael M doesn't make it, or Archangel Khamael F, which is if you're a female and you have power or influence over this system, you have definitely been sentenced to death. If you're a female of any color, believe me, F, you have been sentenced to death. Now, because I'm Hermes Trismegistus, I am like the incarnation of Korra on this planet. I am this thought leader and energetic pioneer that does the most dangerous work with the least amount of pay. And so it is my job and my position as Archangel Khamael F to relay these Christmas trees to you. Please take into account that you should always watch the Blueberry Tree Christmas video from 2023, which was the year prior to this set or series beginning. And that one's to anchor in Earth of Earth. The tree before that was the avocado dragon egg. That's where we are at this year. And then the year before that was the pine cone dragon egg, which was Slytherin bone grafting. All right, let's go to share screen. The fact that this video exists, and that was the preface, is slightly indicative of the global weather. I have received over 500 death threats this last year. If you've watched any of my other narcissistic Ravenclaw videos, you understand that we're in a broken time capsule bomb. We're sitting on a bomb that's going to explode. This planet is a bomb. And if you're in like go Gryffindor or go Ravenclaw in the genetics and you're doing your A&R work all day long and you're doing your Repello squibtum nodding all day long, then you're definitely not a muggle, and therefore you are an actual threat. It doesn't matter if you're Jesus Christ incarnate. If you're an actual threat to their system, they will assassinate you, or at least try to, either with a political agenda will, or by a bullet friendly fire ricochet, or they will arrest you and then have you murdered in jail. I guarantee it. Ed Snowden has still not yet been pardoned. Just that is the set political weather of the United States. The White House has yet to even acknowledge my human existence on this planet, whether publicly or privately. They refuse to acknowledge that I even exist. That is the current political weather on this planet. It is cover up and look the other way and then hire secret service agencies or spy agencies to kill and murder. There are over 5 gardens on the England, UK property that have been slaughtered as a death threat promise to both me and Chris Pratt. The UK position on this planet is the exact same as the United States position. So let's begin. Christmas. So Christmas magic is about the DNA body. Let me go to this tree. DNA Christmas tree. So this is the download you should currently understand, is that when you're putting specific ornaments or magics into your holographic spectrum, that you are anchoring that archetype or energy into your holographic matrix, but into your physical body DNA. So when we do the blueberry Christmas tree, we are filling the entire tree with this from head to toe, which is Repello squibtum, and a little Hesed bauble, which is the blue, it's a 1-inch blueberry. And it will be covered from head to toe. And then you will see, like you won't see, but it will be hidden, all the other magics attributed to the blueberry Christmas tree, which is to anchor in earth of earth. All right. So let's go next to the real one, which is the earth of earth tree. And that is the brick tree. Now, in reality, it's just going to be your entire tree is made out of this. Let me say. So where before all you could see were the blueberries, now your entire tree is like, even if you have all of your ornaments are still on your tree, but the only thing you can actually see is Repello squibtum. 1 million of these. And on top of that, layered on top of that, is the Hogwarts Legos. So it's like, let go of Hogwarts. You don't even have your Repellus squibtum DNA in just in your body, and much less do you have your house ribbon knots. You do not have your house ribbons done, and so you are required to let go of this fantasy. So this is another, like, I wish that I can find a really good brick wall. Like, I really wanted to find a blown glass brick wall ornament, and I cannot find it anywhere. But the reality is that it's the entire tree made out of Repellosquibtum knots, and that's your brick. Okay, because that's earth of earth of earth. So where maybe you only had one knot on a blueberry, now the entire tree is like, they're like 8 Repellosquibtum knots on each blueberry, and you can't even see the blueberry. It's that in life. All right, and then the last ornament you would put on there is this dumbbell, and this is like weight. Your intention, like, you are not allowed to do anything except for this nodding all year long, every single day, plus A&R work, plus all of your homeschool study, plus law school or medical school or whatever, like witchcraft school, wherever you're going to witchcraft school is going to be fascinating. Your yoga school, like if you're a nurse, I don't care. You're going to do your work, and then you're going to knot, and you're going to knit, and you're going to knot, and you're going to knit all day long during your off time if you're not doing A&R work. Okay, so in addition, I have a really big thing, like I am Lucifer's little gray kitty that Lucifer loves and wants to protect, because I'm Lilith. So I'm this cute little thing. So like Lilith with all of her little red ribbons is like, this to me is a nostalgic thing. Like, this is the world. This is all that, like, this cat matters because it's the red ribbon, and then this matters because I have to sew on these Repellosquibtums onto all, like, I have to knit, and then I have to sew everything and make these Repellosquibtum suits. And so I also have to take bags and scarves and like sew this stuff on to the point where it's just like, yay. We're going to learn how to become excellent craftsmanship. So that is the tree for 2024. So you can add, like, you can get the gray kitty with the red ribbon, and you can get this like red spool of thread, because that's all you're going to be thinking about for infinity, for years to come. And that is the earth of earth of earth tree. So let's look at the list. So 2000, so this is the blueberry. 2023 is earth of earth. So that is the actual earth element instead of the clay element. And it's the blueberry tree. So earth of earth of earth is like the brick element. And we're going to call it the Repellosquibtum tree. Okay, the next one. So this one is by John Bernthal, Archangel Khamael. This one is done by Kelly, which is Archangel Zadkiel F. Here is by Jamie Bell. Metal. So this is the Full Mental Alchemist by Jamie Bell. That's Archangel Zadkiel M. All right. So Jamie Bell's tree for 2025 is literally this ornament times 500. So if you're a poor person, that sucks. How do you how do you find this ornament? So like Flying Tiger had this ornament and it was $3 or £3 for each ornament. But the fancy version's like 20 pounds for the ornament. And you're supposed to put like 300 of these on your tree. You might want to layer it with the 20 this version, which is the 25 pound. So this is the point of like Full Mental Alchemist. How do I do it? So the whole tree, and then you still have on top of it a Repello Squibtum charm on every single one of your dumbbells on top of it. So it's like we're adding weight. We're adding weight. We're adding weight. Do not do nothing, do nodding, and we're adding weight. So it's your Zen tree. So it's hard earth. Let me say this again. It is hard earth. You are waiting and doing nothing is the real message of that Christmas tree. It is your intention to wait and only wait and do nodding. So that's our 2025 tree. So that's Jesus. You're not allowed to do anything. You're allowed to do nothing. Nodding. All right. So the next tree that we have is our lava tree. Now there's some cool stuff. It might be, is it reversed? Should it be like lava and then metal? I know that's how I do my videos. When I was downloading, it was after Jamie Bell showed up and said, mine's next. And it was the metal tree. Because so Archangel Zadkiel M is the other head of Ravenclaw. All right. So 2026 is the lava. So I'm the lava person, but so is John. Let me say that again. So it's by Archangel Kali and John. Archangel Khamael and Archangel Khamael. Yep. I don't know if an Archangel Thamael F yet. So John and I have been doing the lava work for like a while. Let me say that again. So what you can do is add the orange and yellow versions of this to your tree. And then it looks like lava. And we only need one ornament. And here it is. And if you cannot find this lava ornament, you will find a ball that looks like lava. And that's it. But it should be like, oh, I've learned how to upgrade. I've learned, wait, say this after me. I've learned how to upgrade my red ray into orange ray and yellow ray and maybe golden ray. So there's like, it's lava. So you're going to make your lava tree with ribbons and one ornament. Everything else goes into the lava. All right. So the next set of trees. So the next one we're going to do is water. Now, there are a lot of variations of the water tree, and I went to research it, and like we came across a lot of weird stuff. Like, how do I I just want to find like rain ornament blown glass. It's not pictorially like they're rain boots, yay. Like there is not rain. There is not like a pretty cloud with like raindrops coming off of it. No, here's a cat. Like you could get these little raindrops kind of, but it goes against, you can get the umbrella with the cat and the dog. But this is where we're going to go with the water. So like if you look through it, there's literally, there's just nothing. There's nothing. So here we're going to go begin. So for me, this is important because it represents the absinthe or the Powerade in my I am not a muggle pie, which I am going to be required to bake once every new moon and then have to take a shot of absinthe. And it's kind of rad. Like then there's this download that I was given, like this ornament was this. I am not a muggle pie with a shot of absinthe. Because yeah, that's the state that every new moon, which is a caramel pecan pie that I will be forced to bake. It's expensive and it carries super hard brick earth element. Okay, here are other versions of water. Bubbles, boba, Santa seltzer. All right, so I wouldn't get like the beer, like a tequila shot, maybe if it's sacred. Just this, the planet would just look like where you can see the pretty water around the planet. That sounds nice. Here at Holy Art, there are lots of ornaments that could represent water. It's the same, but there's something kind of really cool about the way that the grid is set up around the earth that I've been attracted to. I do not know if it's like Santa's gonna come to town around the globe, like we're actually gonna try to heal the ocean. There's a lot of cool ornaments like the fish, blowfish, octopus, all different types of fish are on this Holy Art. It's really a great place to look for nice ornaments. Okay, now there's the bathtub. So for me right now, after cleaning out the clippeth, I take sometimes 3 to 5 hour baths. And so there's a really kind of sacred healing practice in the Tantra bathing. So for me, like the idea of looking at a bath like this is excessively beautiful. Like Cora heals with water element. It just all of the spirit water bathing. So there's nothing like if you look at the others. Oh, Santa's in a bathtub that one's kind of cool. Like this one's the same as the red one, but I like the red one better. All right. So just this. A water bottle ornament. You see, like there's some weird like swimming in the water ornament. So a frog represents the rain element. And so that could be considered water. So then we're going to go to Old World Christmas and we're going to look at their different marine life. They don't have the same level as the holy art does, but they have some good ornaments. But if you scroll down, so like that red squid should be on, that one should be on your blueberry Christmas tree, and we forgot to add it. And here we are with the coral reef ornament. And this one is actually this, if I was going to buy one water, it would either be the bathtub or it would be this coral reef ornament because of my intentions and what I'd want to do. And maybe the coffee, the French coffee press with the coffee, because that is how I actually drink water. There's this cool, like the juice, the Inga glass juice smoothie ornament. There's the pickles in a pickle jar and all the excess water in the pickle jar. That's yeah, here is our lemonade. So that's actually how I drink my water in the morning, is actually out of a pitcher that looks like this. And it's mostly lemonade, but it's lemon water. And then we have, I'm going to water my plants, and here I'm like Hufflepuffy A&R water. So we're getting more. So we already did the French press. Oh, and here's Niagara Falls water. So there are like different, yeah, that's repeated. And then that's the rain that we could never find. So you see how like that's better than adding an animal. I'm gonna like if I'm alive, I'm gonna do my bathtub. I'm gonna do my bathtub of water that I love. So that's cool. Water by Archangel Khamael F. Yeah. And we're gonna put Cora, because it's the Cora version of me that's doing that. Now the next year we're gonna do something unique, and we're gonna do coal, which is our air, or yeah. So it's different than air element. It's our air element, and it's like the smoggy air. So it's the hard ether air element. So here, like different coals. If you lived in Los Angeles, you'd laugh. So you don't have to do naughty, but it's definitely on like the thought analysis. So it's just one simple, like that year it's going to be a grounding year. It's our air. Then you can also do for our air or that coal element, you can do books. I'm not joking. You can think about book burning or not book burning. But this is our air, is what we currently possess on this planet. In the air element is the actual books that have been written and put into production. All right, so then the next year is finally actually air. So this is like good air, and then that's a rainbow or an angel on a cloud. So this is actual air element, and then you could do angel wings. Nice angel wings or a cloud that says wow. Let's look for this. Like white feather blown glass ornament. And you'll see not so much. Now let's go to angel wings. Blown glass ornament. It's not easy to find the angel wings, but sometimes you can. They come in like, they usually come in a set, like it's one wing instead of a set of them. And it's just a cute, usually just like a, here's like this. This is not the right one. This is the paw. This is the pet food one. So here's Inga glass gold angel wing. So that would be fine for a, I would do like a white wing or like a pearly wing just to set up oxygen. You can do gold or you can do black. Here, there's your white. That's your normal white angel wing. Or you can do silver. You can do any, like, so those are just more like the Christmas colors. Air oxygen. So oxygen. So it's the difference between coal, like, oh no, where did I go? The difference between coal and oxygen. All right, so then we're gonna go to our fire element. That's easy. It's just fire. There are two ornaments on this planet that look like just actual fire. That's a campfire with marshmallow, and that's a campfire without marshmallow. Man. All right. The following year, we don't know who's going to anchor those in yet. Actually, the fire element should be done by Archangel Khamael M. Oh, and Archangel Lucifer. Yep. Zofkiel. Yeah. Oh, did we get to ether air? So we have the coal air, we have regular air. I can do the regular air by Archangel Khamael F. And by Archangel Haniel, yeah. Elsa. Ether air is also Archangel Haniel. F. And actually, Leonardo DiCaprio does hold this grid. Haniel M. Yep. Ether air. Archangel Ratziel kind of does. Don't do me. Yeah. Cole, yeah, we'll figure out who's gonna anchor that one in the most. But Kelly can. Like just Archangel Zadkiel. Okay, so fire. We already did that. So we're missing this ether air. And what ether air would be is like clouds. Like this is air. It could be the angel wings. How do you make that decision? So like ether, that could be ether air easily. And this could be actual air with the feather. Ether air is like it's already produced. It's the higher intellect of your spirit guides that are, it's like what your spirit guides are using to think. Let me say this again. When I talk to Kelly in the astral planes, she's communicating to me via ether air. So her logical process brain is at like coal air, like our air, or her brain is at air. More my brain's at air and Kelly's brain is at our air consciously. And we're always in communicado versus via ether air, via that element. That's when your higher self is making plans against your own understandings or ideas. If you just can't handle it, gross. Because we're gross. All right. The next is our spirit goo grape jelly. There's not much more than that. Oh, if you've ever played Candy Crush, you know that this little thing is a weird little jelly. And all you can think of is the jelly. If you play Candy Crush Soda and the grape jelly, yeah, they're like thought download patterns about like where you even got that from, or you could just find the grapes and make jelly. Like what is this? Purple light up ball. So that's not really a grape. Yeah. So more, that's the same thing we were just looking at. So here's ether. Okay. So you can do marshmallow fluff and spider webs for ether element. Period. Oh, there's our angel wing. So that should go over there. That's also ether element. That's representative of ether element. So that is ether element. And that is, do you see how it's the same element? Yeah. It's marshmallow fluff and spider webs. So your angels communicate via the oxygen or the airplanes in the higher etheric intergalactic planes, which looks like etheric spider webs. Here's another one. So like if you don't like what the spider looks like, just focus on the other side, which looks like that. Same thing. Yeah, I don't like the spider, but I like the reverse side of it. I also like the cobra acid version. Woohoo! Same thing. All right. So now we have our ether element. Oh my God. Ether, like if I'm not here on this planet, it's Isla. Isla's the ether baby. She's baby Kali. She's Elsa. That's Archangel Haniel. So she's the queen of ether. So she provides oxygen. Her spirit body is hyper self-intelligent. I do not correct her ever. She's hyper independent and she double sparks on me and tells me to go fuck myself and that she can save her own skin. So she has intellectual intelligence in the mirror prism in her higher self that she's not even conscious of. And that is her extra ability in the ether world. So moss agate is going to be our next tree, and it's really like moss. So I'm going to look, how do I find, so like I would do wood, but really the next elements like clumps of little green or moss. Maybe I find a little clover, and that's kind of like moss. So look, let's look, moss ornament. Let's see if we can do it blown glass. Maybe it's just the ball that looks like moss agate. But it's like clumpy new growth. That's really what it's about, like new buds of fresh. And if I really needed clover blown glass, just that, like ground cover is a new, cute little new ground. Yeah, so the clover is easy to find. And then after that, we're gonna do wood, and that you can just find a tree like this. Here's moss agate as an element, and then here is wood as an element. The next is pearly goo. So that's just a bauble. Let me say this again. That's just a really well found bauble. That's beautiful pearl. Pearl bauble. Like, where can I find one that looks like like goo? Like that one's kind of cool. That one. Are there any ones where it's like drippy? Can I find like a pearly amoeba? So this is like, think about like drips, pearly drips on pearly balls. Oh my goodness. All right. Pearly bauble. All right, so the next is intergalactic starlight. So that is this. Gold star or dust on pearl ball ornament. Intergalactic starlight. So really it's just like one of those pearl, like just that would be good. You could get gold stars and throw them onto your tree with your pearly. So your tree should like sheen like a pearl, and then you're gonna throw pixie dust at it. It's just like the meditations. That again, that's like Archangel Haniel F. Like intergalactic starlight. Jesus. Yeah. There's this, like I can do it. Or you can get the light of Galadriel that she gives to Frodo, and then as an ornament put it on your tree. The next is weather. All right, so for weather, I just want storm clouds with lightning, and I can't find that anywhere, but I can find umbrellas, which is like, and it's rainbow. I can find red umbrellas also, but this is cool. And then I can also find the lightning, which is rainbow. And I like, is this the year for abyss crossing? Are we doing like that's the weather tree ornament? And then we go rain ether. So that's like the storm element. Like, what's the difference between the weather element and the storm element? Is that the weather and that's the storm? Is it two of them? Can I find a purple? Can I find a purple. This, to me, the storm element would be more the rainbow. And the weather element would be like purpley clouds. Gross. All right, so the next one, 2040, is snow. Now, please be mindful that the years might, like, we have to look at the old schedule, and maybe we will learn something and might add a new element in there somewhere. It's kind of flexible, but for now, like, this is our current set plan.
Hi, guys.
Hi, so I'm in the middle of a video. So now we're gonna look at the snowflake blown glass ornament. This should be the easiest thing to find. And really it should look like this. See how it's soft? Maybe it looks like this, or like this, or like this. Like this is a perfect snowflake. So just think of nice snow. Here is like a set of them. See how that's easy? Like the intergalactic starlight, that would work. It'd be better if it was yellow, because when you're thinking of the pics, you're trying to anchor in what you would actually be throwing, like if you manifested Vibhuti out of the air, or like actual intergalactic stardust. So that's like the blue pixie dust, but you should do the yellow pixie dust first, because your mental alchemy is surrounding the yellow pixie dust, and that is more like the global unity grid. Next is this black tar. Black tar ornament. How do you find this? So I would just get a bauble that didn't shine. Maybe it shines a little bit. Maybe it's like out of the chalkboard paint. I don't know. But you gotta really, like, you're gonna have to do some creative thinking. I would just get one. Maybe I would do the whole thing. Okay, and then we have Peruvian darkness powder, indigo. So this is really easy. So you'd find indigo powder inside a glass bauble. Or you could find something like this and know without a doubt that it was made with indigo powder. This, just that. Or maybe you buy a bunch of these teenies. That I would do this. I would kind of mimic the blueberry Christmas tree, and I would do a bunch of these little, maybe less than an inch, maybe if I could find 1/2-inch balls, and have the tree covered with the indigo powder. So this is to make you look or feel invisible. Let me say this again. So it's to really detract from like the psyops. It's really to make your brain wavelengths look not controllable, or you're not able to be predicted as much. Your aura doesn't stand out, even if you're super alpha. So it's kind of like you're gonna blend into a crowd more, instead of like you're not in alpha ray white light frequencies. You're more like tempered and just cool. So that's what the indigo Peruvian darkness powder really helps with. I'd also do something like that. Easy, or just that. That's cool. But I really like the idea of getting like a bunch of these balls, and they're all like a half of inch big, and the tree's covered with it. All right. So the next is the phthalo green, and that's like a goo. And honestly, I'd either buy a mermaid tail or a mermaid tail ball. And that's for emotional processing. There's nothing here. There's not. Phthalo green is aerial, like that, like is actually darker than this. So let's just look at what the phthalo green looks like. You see how it's mermaid green? So this is you could just get Bahamas balls, like just think of the Bahamas beach. It's one of my favorite colors to paint with, actually. It's probably one of the most beautiful rays, but it's a heavenly ray to work with, and it's representing the deep emotional processing. You see how it's not like slithering, it's like offset. It's kind of an anti self-indulgence narcissism, like it's just peaceful. I think of it as a peaceful green. And then you're going to do the candy apple red gel or the bright red balls, the cranberries or pomegranate seeds, the red powder that makes it look like bloodstone. You're going to attach your red powder to the phthalo green tree, and it might just be this, or it might be like red cranberry balls, red balls, baubles. And then you're going to turn your tree into a candy apple red tree. And it will feel like this, but it will feel like the dragon egg from Gryffindor, but better, like more beautiful. That candy apple, the candy apple tree is like almost like your finishing product. Your tree should feel like that at the end. It should feel like it's been glazed. And you know that your egg is like glaze. And that's without our shell. That's like the beginning around our shell. So we have our targu, and we have our red apple glaze. We have our phthalo glaze. And then our shell is like, we don't have one yet, but this is the best. This is like, this is dragon skin. Like, how do you even get through? Like, how do you get up the tree? You're going to get up the tree with the candy apple frequencies. The candy apple red powder. Phthalo mermaid. Brr. And then, so at that level, we go 45. We go, the next one is eggshell. Is that the next one? We don't know. So either you're going to add more magic. So that's the other thing, is now you can just add more magics to it. Maybe you're going to put on your individual confettis. Maybe like you have your house ribbons done, and you're like, you have your A&R work at Two Stripe Ore, and you have your house ribbons done, and you are like, the Ravenclaw genomes have been built out on this planet, and we're in full force at that level. And you have some kind of sophistication, like you're able to enter Hogwarts for real. Let me say that again. Your house ribbons are done, and your 7th house A&R work is done, and you're like able to enter Hogwarts for real. So maybe you want to experiment with like a shell. Maybe you want to do like a chocolate shell on top. Like, who knows? I don't know. I don't have your answers. This is all I have to give you. That we lit these all the time for this Kabbalah program. A bunch of these red dragon eggs, that is the better shell that should go on top of the candy apple egg. So whether it's an ornament, like this is what we did for this Kabbalah program with this candle, a billion of them, and we'll do a billion more. All right, that's enough. We are done with the 1, 5, 10, 20 tree by Archangel Khamael. Let's look at our list again. We go from 2023 to 2045. So we hit over 20 years of trees and magic. Our projected destiny line is about our 20 years of paperwork and ribbons just to feel solid in actual work. And if you look at it like that and then don't do the work every single day, let me say this again. Ascended mastery is not a path of yin. It's a path of 12-hour work days. So if you know that it's going to take 20 years and you look the other way, those 20 years will fly by and nothing will get done. And if you look at it like it's 20 years and you have 12-hour work days in those 20 years every single day, then you will become that ascended master. During the next 20 years is the ascended master transitionary period. The genetics are splitting already. You can significantly tell the difference between a human that has gone through this program and grounded versus somebody who hasn't. Just walking down the street, the genetics are very solid and clear and evident. The chi level is severely different than a normal human. The chi level is severely different than just a practicing meditator. Period. All right, we're all done. 12-hour work days every day. The blueberry Christmas tree is to get your brain to understand what that looks like. Now, if you're dumb and you need to switch the years, like 2025 is your blueberry Christmas tree because you didn't follow along and you just were catching up 2 years later because you were not getting the hits or the hints. That's okay. But maybe you want to have 2 trees, catch up, anchor it with the grid, and then do your own self work on another tree where you're catching up with your own energetics. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. A set of 2 genomes is better than one that is wrong. 2 different trees is better than one that is poo-poo. Let me say that again. 2 different trees it's more work, not less work. You're going to learn about budgeting and karma and CRI analysis surrounding all of it. All right, that's it. Color out.